All right, let's see where we at. The one's watching right now, that's probably me. Watching my own self. Chat disconnected. Oh, we gotta take care of that. Top chat. All right, we're connected on that. Top chat. Oh, shit. Well, I know ain't nobody watching right now. Probably but me. Pop out chat, toggle, pass, send feedback. Manage moderators, participants. All right, I'm in there. So I'll go ahead. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I know we see two people in. We're gonna be very short and very brief in this video. I apologize that I didn't get a chance to do it earlier today, but shit happens. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna be very, very brief because we are going into another day, and I did promise to do a video, and I'm going to stay true, even if I'm late. And I'm like almost 3 hours late doing this video. So again, I'm just really doing this video to apologize for not being able to do a video. Things come up, man. Issues happen. I mean, stuff happens, and you know, I really am grateful that this channel is trying to it's trying to do something, y'all. We every day now we're getting more and more subscribers, and I'm really grateful for that. But inconsistency is a big part of the problem on my behalf, and I try my best to live up to what I say. But when it comes to these videos, y'all, I'm gonna be real. It's kind of hard to be consistent when I have other stuff that I really need to take care of on my day-to-day basis, on my day-to-day life, especially over the last 3 months. To our new subscribers, to the new subscribers to this channel, I really do apologize because I'm not in real life. When it comes down to business, I'm not inconsistent at all. But since we've been, you know, in a sense, thrown into a fire with the problem at our previous home, having to move in here until we can get back into that home, it has thrown literally everything into chaos. I mean, even before we had to move out, you know, my business, I have a little remodeling company, a little technology company. Being a small one-person business, it's a lot of gambles that I have to take. And I miss a lot of jobs because, again, I'm only one person. You know, I remodel homes, but, I mean, I can do your floors and sheetrock and, you know, stuff like that. But as far as your roofs, you know, building whole sections to your home, I'm not equipped for that. So I miss a lot of jobs. And in that case, I have to get out and hustle, you know, just to survive. You know, I work my ass off out there every day, man. But here we are lately, I don't know, it seems like everything spirals. So to our new subscribers, I don't want you all to get discouraged and not, you know, continue to watch the channel because I'm thinking things are going to get better next week. You know, I've been on the phone with the SBA every day this week. I mean, literally holding on for hours at a time, trying to get them to go ahead and redeposit that money into my bank account because y'all just don't know. That in itself will change the whole direction of the way things have been going for me the last two and a half, almost 3 months since I've been in here. So again, to the new subscriber, I don't want y'all to think that I'm just some inconsistent asshole who comes on YouTube every now and then and do a quick show and then ask for some support. No, it's not like that at all. I can't really commit to doing a lot of these shows because I really have to commit to making my day-to-day life livable, you know, to make sure. And again, here we are right now. The rain here in Shreveport. I don't know how many of y'all living in Shreveport that's watching this show or that's watched this show. Y'all know it's been raining for 2 weeks. I had 2 nice jobs, houses to pay. that shit out the window now. So here we go again, you know, having a hustle and struggle for the rent. I'm gonna be real. We have one subscriber. Now there are a couple of people who subscribe to this channel that donate. Matter of fact, let me show y'all one of the donations we got today. I will show you. HSS, when you watch this video, man, I got it. I'm using it. I like it because it's near. It got pretty little lights and all that on it. But we thank you for that. And believe it or not, when I tell people that, you know, anything helps, believe it or not, something as simple as you blessing us with this keyboard and this mouse and the other stuff that you bless us with, believe it or not, that's $25 to $30 that I don't have to rack my brain with trying to come up with. When you look at subscribers like Miss Mary, Sister Kimberly, Holly Nicholson, and a few others, Love You, Miss Love You, that's her YouTube. These people have really, for these people, not only would there not be a show, but Negro would literally be out there on the streets, right? You know, I'm saying all this to, you know, to encourage our new subscribers to stick with us. Things are going to get better. I just feel it. I mean, you can't never say it can't get no worse, because shit can always get worse. Like here we are now. Thanks to Miss Mary and a few others, we had almost really pretty much got caught all the way up on rent. But since these jobs then turned south, now we're behind again. So it's not you all, it's not putting pressure on you all supporters and all. Fuck it. I got to the point, I'm not asking my subscribers for shit because they ain't giving shit anyway. I just do this show out of love. But love does not pay the bills. And this is why the shows are so inconsistent. You know, because when it comes down to it, man, I know no offense, but I be like, fuck that show. Now I gotta get out here and pay 3 more. I mean, almost another week and a half. Well, friend, I gotta come up with this shit somewhere, and it's not gonna be sitting here doing the show on YouTube. So this again, to all our subscribers, is one of the reasons why I've been so inconsistent, and it troubles me that I'm this inconsistent with, because I really do care about this show, man. And I see, be honest, if I can do this show, a broadcast every day, consistently, the way we're getting subscribers now, we will probably, by the end of this year, be at almost 2,500 to 3,000 subscribers, because we're getting newer subscribers every day. And that's because the content. Now let's get to the meat of the show. And I'm gonna end this because it's almost midnight. The content that I put out is basically designed to force you to think, especially when it comes to all the things we have been taught growing up, all the things that we are being influenced by now as adults. You have an obligation to question that shit. You have a responsibility, but nobody really questions shit. We are being indoctrinated into a herd mentality. Do you all realize one reason why they started Common Core? Think about it. In Common Core, your children go to school, given a test. All of them can come up with different fucking answers, but under Common Core, the shit is right. Nobody's wrong. This is a way of indoctrinating the society with a herd or a group mentality. Then I suggest to everybody that watches this show, watches these broadcasts, to read George Orwell's 1984. You gotta realize who George Orwell, how he came up. George Orwell's father was a very influential politician in Europe, in Great Britain, or London, wherever he was. This man had privileged information that, as a kid, Orwell was privileged to listen to. When you read George Orwell's 1984, you will begin to look at it, it's just like a fucking map to how they're going to indoctrinate everybody into a new world order. One of the first things they must do is dumb the public down, get the public to no longer think for themselves and to accept everything that the leaders tell them without even questioning. Now, if you go back and look at John F. Kennedy's most famous speech when he was at the press club or somewhere up in New York or wherever, and he told the people at that time, beware of secret societies. Y'all got to go and check that speech out, man. He also went along in his speech to tell you, do not take everything that the media tells you at face value. He actually insisted that the American people hold the media accountable, because if you did not, they would be easily bought off by these secret cabals and now would become a propaganda mouthpiece for those who are trying to control the entire world. Now, people want to talk about conspiracy theory. That shit is not conspiracy theory, man. Think about it. Alexander the Great, Hitler, Napoleon, Genghis Khan, all these leaders, what was their main objective? To control the entire world that they knew of at that time. That shit for world, that quest for world domination has never stopped, man. Only difference is in our time, you have a small group of super elite people who owns everything. Now this is going back to, like, again, but again, look at what's going on fucking in Israel. Guess what? Here in America, you can't, because your media is controlled, bought, paid for, and controlled by your Israeli government. I tried to get you people to mention this in a video the other day. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And I'm gonna end this video because it's getting late and I gotta try to get up early in the morning and come up on some of that goddamn rent money. Guess behind her. Hold on. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna end this video. You got to understand, here in America, the story of Jeffrey Epstein was played off and played out through your media somewhat like a soap opera. They used it to entertain, intrigue the public in order to get ratings. But nobody in America really stopped to ask the question, who really was Jeffrey Epstein? We know that he was accused of numerous cases of pedophilia, of human trafficking, child trafficking, but every time he was accused of it, he walked off. This man beat charges that R. Kelly is. R. Kelly is probably never going to see the daylight again for fucking with minors. Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking those minors, some of these same minors. Jeffrey Epstein was really one of the most important motherfucking figures in, I guess you could say, in the covert world of spies and black ops and all that shit. Because Jeffrey Epstein's job was to get your politicians here in America, Britain, and everywhere else into compromising situations with minors, probably with homosexuals. He had all kinds of ways to get you entrapped into a sexual activity that could ruin you, and he used those opportunities to blackmail your politicians here in America for the Israeli government. Think about this again. Bill Clinton, former president, was a regular at Jeffrey Epstein's motherfucking secret island. Motherfucking Prince, what is his name? Prince, the one prince over there in Europe. They got him all over fucking video. Donald Trump. All these men was regulars at Jeffrey Epstein's island. Bill Clinton was so regular, he had a special seat on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane where he could travel to and fro to that island anytime he wanted to. Now, we all know Bill Clinton was super freaky deaky. This is obvious when you look at how he got caught getting his dick sucked in the White House. Notice Bill Clinton never said, I didn't have a relationship with that woman. No, he did. He got his dick sucked and he nutted on her dress. He couldn't do that. He couldn't get away with it. But guess what? Bill Clinton was a motherfucking pedophile who really didn't give a fuck if anybody knew it because he kept going back to the island. Most of your politicians went to that island. Most of your, a lot of your entertainers, a lot of your sports figures, a lot of powerful people went to that island and got caught on camera that they didn't know about, fucking with these kids. And he was able to take that blackmail material to the Israeli government, and the Israeli government will come to your politicians and say, look, we need $700 billion by the end of this year. And guess what? Your government gives the Israeli government everything they want. You know why? Because if they don't, it's going to come out that Chuck Schumer back in 72 was caught in a homosexual relationship. I'm not saying that. This is just, an example. Don't need Chuck Schumer trying to come shut my channel down, even though I know he won't, but he might. Because they call it slander or libel. But I'm just using that as an example. Well, we can say Bill Clinton. He had to give him everything because fuck it. It was well known that Bill Clinton was down there partying with these young girls. Party Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was doing shit that should have got him life sentence or really execution for fucking with them little kids. Shit that Bill Clinton did, Bill Cosby did with grown women, and look at Bill Cosby. You know what's the difference between Bill Clinton and Bill Cosby? Bill Clinton was the president of the United States and they had material, blackmail type material on him. So he gave them everything they want. Now let's fast forward to right now. Again, that's what Jeffrey Epstein, why he was really so important. And if you don't understand that, you will never really understand what's going on, man. You'll never understand that your government, the United States government, is not for the United States people. Let me show y'all something. Your government is so fucking corrupt and so defiled that they can't even help the motherfucking Palestinians right now, because every other government on the planet right now, around the world, are saying enough is a fucking enough. Do you all realize under United Nations rules, regulations, charter, and laws, the United Nations, even the United Nations, considers the Israeli, I guess you could say, government and the people as an occupying force in the Palestinians' land. Do y'all realize that? No, you don't know because you're not told that shit here in America. Everywhere else, we know that the Israelis have no claim to that land. When they went over there, tore shit up. The Palestinians have something called, in that treaty, when they signed it and took the land for the Palestinians, they said, we're going to give Israel a portion, and whatever Israel does, you know what I'm saying, they cannot hinder with the Palestinians being self-sufficient as a nation themselves. The Israelis, since they've been there, have taken land, more land every day. And in that clause that they signed, in that charter, agreement, treaty, whatever they signed, it was specifically stated that no matter what Israel do, the Palestinians have the right to return to their original property that their ancestors owned. But the Israelis tear shit, they are not allowed. Do y'all realize you got 2 million people, the Palestinians, living in the world's largest prison. When they show you Gaza and the West Bank and all that, it looks like a city, and it is. But you got 2 million and or more people locked off, walled off in those cities where they cannot leave, they cannot come and go. You would think, well, when they just move somewhere else? No, they're literally walled off, probably in an area smaller than Rhode Island. 2 million motherfucking people are living in the world's largest prison. This is your God's people. And again, if they are God's people, you wonder why I don't give a fuck about that God, because he is racist as fuck. Do you realize Israel is an apartheid nation under international definition? The Israeli apartheid against the Palestinians is worse than what the fuck South Africans was doing to black people. Do you realize right now in this latest episode, the Israelis are literally bombing houses and murdering? Do you realize just in the last 2 weeks they killed 300 people, Palestinians? No, we don't realize that in America, because the way the American media is going to play this shit off, they're going to always show you Palestinians throwing rocks. But do they ever show you what the Palestinians are throwing rocks at? No, they don't do that. You don't know what they be throwing rocks at? Motherfucking tanks. Under international law, the Israelis are the terrorists and the aggressors, the occupiers, because the United Nations, everybody considers the Israeli occupation there illegal. But in America, we don't know that. We're not told that. We're not shown these things, because your government here in America can't let you see it, because the Israelis are forcing them not to. Do y'all realize right now in the United Nations, the rest of the world is fucking pissed off at the United States, because the rest of the world is trying to force a ceasefire to make the Israelis stop killing these innocent motherfucking people, bro. And your government, your president especially, vetoes it every time. The Israelis can get away with anything that they do, because when it comes to the World Court or the United Nations, the United States is going to be that one motherfucking country that always vetoes and allow the Israeli government to escape punishment. Now I'm going to finish this show tomorrow, man. It's 12:12. I still gotta find me something to eat up in here. You just King the Great, what's going on, King the Great? I ain't even see your comments, man, because I was just going trying to give it a lot. But I will do it tomorrow because it's raining. I know for a fact I'm not gonna be able to do these 2 houses that I'm supposed to be painting. Man, that's almost $2,500 for a week and a half worth of work, bro. Because they small houses. I could have did this shit in a week and a half, man. And it's rain. People say you ain't supposed to question God. Why the fuck not? How do you pronounce that? Eduardo Stafford say, good show, sir. Well, I mean, knowledge is important, man. I see 4 more people that came in, so I might as well go a few more minutes. Knowledge is the most important thing that you can have. But here in America, they're controlling what you see and hear. Now, like I said in the other video that I did the other day, we in America think we're the smartest people on the planet, but we're the dumbest motherfuckers when it comes to reality, because we are literally being, y'all remember that movie, The Truman Show? This is really what is happening in America. We are being dumbed down. We're being brainwashed. We are under a psychological operation to get a herd mentality. Groupthink is what George Orwell called it in 1984, where everybody must think the same. Anybody who thinks differently is an outcast, a troublemaker, and must be dealt with. Now, you want to know how they're enforcing that? I mean, how they're putting that into effect? Again, there are 2 people in America. They literally controls damn near 95% of what you see, what you hear, and what you are being told every day. Y'all want to know why? I can make that statement. Think about it. Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg controls 95% of the daily media that we as Americans partake of. Jeff Bezos controls YouTube. He owns YouTube. He owns Amazon. He owns YouTube, Amazon. He owns Google. And let me show y'all something about Google. If y'all watched a video I did the other day. Again, we think we're so smart. We got all this knowledge in our chips. Do you all realize your Wikipedia and all that shit, they're rewriting history every day using Wikipedia. You think you got access to the World Wide Web? Do you realize Jeff Bezos controls 90% of the search engines here in America? And on those search engines, you are only allowed to see 30% of what's really out there on the motherfucking internet. That's why most people like myself go on the dark web. You'll never understand and know the truth. Now, between Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, there's a psychological operation to dictate what you hear. Y'all might say, how you gonna do that? Think about this. These motherfuckers were able to censor a sitting motherfucking president of the United States. If they could shut the president of the United States down and not allow him to have a voice and censor him completely by taking him off Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Google, they literally shut your president, the last president, Donald Trump, they literally took away his platform, his voice, his ability to speak. This is why Donald Trump, this is why Donald Trump was on Twitter every day. Because he knew how the media, when that man said fake media, y'all thought it was a fucking joke. And that man was telling you the motherfucking truth. This is why he stayed on Twitter, so that whenever he said something, the motherfucking mainstream media who did not like him could not go back and twist his word. Like when they show you a 5-second soundbite of something somebody said and don't give you no context of what they actually said, and you think that they really said that, but when you go back and hear the whole thing, you're like, man, that man didn't say shit. Like, oh, if they can shut a sitting fucking president down, what chance do you think you and I have? And if you go and talk about the shit too much on YouTube, they will shut your channel down. They can control everything that you see in here just between Facebook and YouTube. Facebook now has dumbed us down so much that when motherfuckers now go for interviews for jobs, they talk in Facebook jargon. For real. You know, laugh for big shit. They don't realize it. This shit has become a part of your mentality to the point, like my son, 11 years old. We like to think that these kids are the smartest generation. That's bullshit. We talk about these babies are so smart, they can just get on these phones right now and just do anything. No, they fucking can't. Because they get on these phones and talk into the motherfucking phone, and the phone tells them the answer. They can't think. I tell you what, tell your 3-year-old child to spell everything. Take away the ability to use a voice search or anything, voice control on their phone, your child gonna be fucking lost because 90%, I'm gonna say, they say it right now, 80% of motherfucking kids can't spell now because they talk in their phones. We as black people, I keep saying this, and everybody don't have a clue and can't grab onto what I'm saying. But if you want to get a whole change the violent culture and shit that we got, if you want to make your neighborhoods and shit better, first thing you must do is take these motherfucking smart devices away from your motherfucking kids. What they got going on upstairs? I gotta get the fuck away from here, y'all. But you gotta take. And motherfucker was like, "Well, what you mean take it?" Do you realize these smart devices are smarter than you? And think about this. They call this motherfucker an Android for a reason. Why do they call it an android? Because it is nothing more than a fucking robot, a computer designed to think for you. We are being dumbed down by our devices. When you see shit like the Terminator, all that, motherfucker think that shit is science fiction. That shit is reality. With artificial intelligence, do you realize 60% of the workforce is going to be replaced by robots within the next 10, 15, 20 years? Your kids today, our kids today, is literally the most intellectually deficient generation in the history of mankind because these motherfuckers can't think. And you can't blame the kids because you got the parents that's facilitating this shit. People get mad at me because I cuss on Facebook and all this, and y'all know I really don't give a fuck. They'll get mad at me for cussing on Facebook and say, that's why a lot of people don't follow. You're going to have a lot more people follow you. No, motherfuckers follow me because I cuss, and I don't give a fuck about y'all trying to censor me. So how you going to get mad at me for cussing on Facebook, and then you go home and you let your daughter listen to Meg the Male Horse Stallion and Cardi B teach your daughters how to sell pussy? For real. Do y'all realize how fucked up we are as a culture? You get mad at me for saying a cuss word on Facebook on Sunday, but you and your daughter around there popping pussy, listening to two whores telling you and your daughter how to sell pussy. Crazy shit I ever heard. Crazy shit I ever heard. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this, man, because I got to go ahead and get myself something to eat. That's crazy shit I ever heard. You sitting around here talking about black people, we need it's white supremacy. Only way white supremacy play a part in a lot of this shit is they are continuing the indoctrination that Willie Lynch them started. When they have us fighting each other on every level, they give us dumb shit for a culture, because again, black people in America are the only people on the planet that don't have a culture. Think about this. Culture, loosely the definition of culture is the accumulation of arts, religion, the recipe, the accumulation of things that make a group of people, a society, over a period of time. Everybody else in this motherfucking country can tell you their great-great-great-grandmother's address. It comes from other countries. They can tell you their great-great-great-grandmother's recipe. They can tell you, they can speak their original fucking language. You know why? Because they brought that shit here with them, and it remained intact. When they brought us here, they took every fucking thing away from us and reprogrammed us to basically follow, and this really don't piss a lot of y'all, to follow a motherfucking God that told you that you wasn't shit and you should obey your master. And we're going to talk about this deeply tomorrow, because you got a lot of so-called conscious motherfucking black people who really are the epitome of fucking hypocrisy, because they keep talking about the oppressor, and they go to the motherfucking church house, the synagogue, or the mosque every fucking Sunday. They go in and worship the same motherfucking God that told your ancestors, our ancestors, slave, obey your motherfucking master. How fucking intelligent or conscious can you be? And then you sit around here wondering why that shit is so fucked up, none of your motherfucking prayer rallies are working, because the only prayer your God here is money. And I'm just being real. The God of Christianity must be an alcoholic, a dope addict, a gambler, or he buying pussy, because every Sunday that motherfucker needs money. Every Sunday. Hey, Miss Kimberly, how you doing? I'm actually been coming up to the end of this video, and I'm gonna end it pissing people off, because y'all come in tomorrow, I'm gonna really piss you off, because I'm gonna go hard in the paint. I'm not here to judge nobody's religious beliefs. But if you're a motherfucking Christian, Muslim, or Jew, You're a part of the motherfucking problem. God ain't hearing your motherfucking prayers to stop all this violence. You know why? Because you worshiping the God that put this shit in your life. Do y'all realize the God of the Bible, which is the God of the Quran, and the God of the Torah, the Talmud, all of this? Do y'all realize that's where racism fucking started? He is the source. The God of religion is the source of racism. Because think about this, and I'm in this show. He created all these motherfucking people, different nationalities, different races, and all this. And out of all these motherfucking groups he created, first of all, he created groups. And he told everybody else outside the Hebrews, they wasn't shit. He created you and I to serve the motherfucking Hebrews. That's where racism really started. And you know why we'll never get anywhere in America? Because you praying to the God that motherfucking put you in this situation in the first place. But that motherfucking God, anytime you pray for a house or a car, you thinking God answered that shit. God answered my prayers. No, it was the fucking bank that gave you a fucking loan. Well, now for the next 20 years, you got to pay them motherfuckers back. That ain't no God, man, that I want to serve. There ain't no God that I want to serve that will continue to let little babies continue to die, get raped, molested, murdered, when he can easily kill Satan. And we wouldn't have none of this shit. I don't want to serve a God that tell me I can only have one coochie my whole life, and even if it get worn out, I cannot divorce her. You know what I'm saying? But he made coochie feel good. And if I don't obey his command and get multiple coochies, I'm going to hell when I die. Don't that sound like a sociopath? What God will do something like that shit to his children? We'll put all these rules and regulations, but you know the one rule that was not in the Ten Commandments, again, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go. The one thing that motherfucker did not put in the Ten Commandments was, thou shalt not have slaves and oppress thy brother. You know that they left that motherfucker out, didn't they? Hey, y'all, thank y'all for joining me, even at this late hour. Please hit the like button, man, the share button. Also, down at the bottom, man, again, I'm not gonna beg. I'm just saying, please, if y'all like what we do, hit that shit up. Y'all like Meg the Male Horse. Y'all like Cardi B telling your daughters to go sell pussy. Y'all listen to these rappers. Y'all go buy that shit. You like that shit, you go buy it. Like my shit, nigga begging. When I tell you, hit one of them PayPal cash out. So I'm not gonna ask y'all. I'm just saying, please, if you like what we do, support the show. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, man. It is what it is. We'll come back tomorrow, and we'll come back tomorrow. Or today. Shit, it's tomorrow, today already. But anyway, I gotta go, man, and probably have to eat together. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. We got 6 likes already. I thank y'all, man, really for y'all support, though. I'm saying, really, I'm finna go. I thank y'all for the support. And again, once I am able to be consistent with this channel, I'm not bragging, I'm just being truthful where I believe to create. This channel is going to explode because right now, man, just think about it, the last 2 months, we went from 1,000 to 1,100 people. I forgot how many subscribers. We got 1,300 subscribers right now. And my inconsistency is the reason why we don't have more. So y'all pray for me that I can get myself together. Really, I'm gonna be real. Once I get these CDLs, once these motherfuckers send me that $10,000 from the SBA, first foremost, that shit was driving me. They sent me the motherfucking check to the wrong bank in April. I've been waiting a month for that shit to get out of this fucking hotel, and this hotel is draining the life out of me, y'all. So y'all pray for me. Again, hit the like, hit the share button. But please, if you can, man, if you can't give a nigga but 75 cents, well, they won't let you do that on Cash App or PayPal. Again, nigga, $1.75. If 100 people give me $1.75, y'all realize that's internet. That shit I don't have to get out there and hustle for. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that because everybody say I be begging. But to go to pastor tell you don't give God money, you're going to motherfucking hell. Ain't that the ultimate begging? Wait a minute, how the fuck you gonna give God the money anyway? They tell you that God needs money for his house. Why the fuck does God have a house in every black neighborhood that's worth more than all the houses in that motherfucking neighborhood? Every Sunday, God tells you, nigga, if you ain't got my cut shit, you might well not even come up in this motherfucker. Will a man dare rob God? It is what it is. I say, hey, baby, we need dollars. We need $70, man, to pay for these 2 days rent. Oh, that nigga big. Oh, that's why I don't even like watching that nigga. That nigga always asking for money. Well, guess what? It is what it is. Hey, I love y'all, man. Y'all have a wonderful night. Blessed morning. Y'all be blessed. Oh, hit that cash out. Fuck that. I'm gonna ask. We need help, man. We done got 3 more days behind on this motherfucking rent. I'm tired of getting out here hustling just to pay this shit off for a roof over our head. They gotta figure out how the fuck we gonna eat. It ain't y'all fault, but y'all like what we do. Help a nigga out. Y'all be blessed.